Hi folks, welcome back. Today is going to be all about getting a little bit more of the structural work done, throwing up some blocks and lintels and getting the window openings ready. First of all, I have to apologise. It's a disgusting state out the back here. I just basically tried to do as much as I could to carry on inside without having to think about out here. That membrane just about held up. It's come off a couple of times, but that's basically been protecting our internal leaf, our internal stud work. But now we need to replace where that is with about 3/4 of blocks all the way along. But right now I need to get this window opening cut in. Got this section of brick here, which goes along a little bit further where the original part of the house was, and then the additional kind of garage was added in the 40s, 50s. Our window starts at about this height. It's quite high because of the internal floor height. Starts about here and goes all the way up to the top, so there's not too much to take out. I'm gonna get on and do that, and then we can look at getting the new blocks in tomorrow. I'll be looking to do one section at a time because knowing the British weather, it could be that the rain comes and we don't want to expose the other end if we don't need to. So there's 3 sections, so we'll work from this post on the corner up to the first pier, and then we'll work along after that. Now I've got to make a decision. Do I fire up the saw and cut slots either side to give us a clean end, or do I take it out brick by brick and just bolster? There's only 2/4 I need to actually cut through. What I don't want to do is start flicking dust and slurry into the room. This mortar, the lime mortar, is going to be really easy to break through, so I'm going to have a go at knocking them out one by one, and then we'll have to revert to the saw if needed. Knocking things around like that, especially with lime mortar, tends to cause more issues. But I mean, there was no way that that section was strong enough on that corner, so I'm going to just take it down to the same level. We'll build it up at the same time and put the lintel in. Over here though, it turns out that it transitions to concrete blocks, and I've got the feeling they're going to be the interlocking ones like the other end, which are just a pain to take down, so it might be that we have to cut that. Now I need to pop out and pick up a lintel and some blocks so we can hit the ground running in the morning and do a bit of tidying up. we're getting somewhere now. We've got the blocks in on this side up to kind of 1 course below where the lintel's going in, and then same on the other. Now the lintel, all it really is doing is closing off the space above the window, and I think we'll probably need 1 course of bricks above it to finish it off. It's not a structural lintel, it's kind of just spanning above the window. So Friday was a success. We managed to get all of the outer leaf, the new blockwork put in, and the lintel on both this window and the door halfway down, which I'll show you in a minute. Now the reason why I skimmed through that process is because a lot of it we had to do on ladders, or we did a temporary platform, and I just couldn't deal with the fact that people would just be moaning about scaffolding. So it was just easier for me to leave it out. Yes, of course, it would be easier to wrap the whole building with scaffolding. We know that when we came to do the roof, but needs must, and we did it as safely as we could. So the block work is in now up to here, and that pretty much makes the wall weather tight all the way along once we put our window in, and that's this morning's job. When it comes to fitting windows and doors, if you go through a registered installer, then they'll give you a fencer certificate. Now because we're going through building regs for the whole of this building, all of that gets signed off at the same time. So these can be fitted and then they'll be checked over with the rest of the building when building regs are here next. Let's get on with it. So it's bang on level. Dad spent a little while with the SDS and the grinder just kind of chipping away the high spots, so it's not too bad. It's about 5 to 8 mil out or in the dips, so we will just put a thin mortar bed down there. I can't afford to add to it because we're fairly good on height with the frames. There for the glazing at the bottom. Right, that's the sill screwed on. Let's give it a dry fit now, and then we can knock up some mortar. At least nice and light. So one thing fitting the sash windows in the main house, they come fully glazed. You can't take the sashes out, so they're flipping weighty. And yes, folks, it is a plastic window. Traitor again. There is a cavity here between the stud wall, the breather membrane, and the blockwork, so I'm going to close that off with a strip of insulation, and then our sill will sit into the sill of the window. And then the same over on the returns. The way I've measured the window and the studs is that I've allowed for this 25 mil of insulation to go all the way up to the frame, and then the plasterboard will continue all the way up and terminate into the frame as well, so that when we plaster we can get it nice and tight to the frame. It just looks a little bit better than having any trim, or, you know, when you retrofit windows, quite often fitters have to use, you know, strips of PVC everywhere, or beads of scotia or quadrant, or and if you can avoid that, it just looks a bit cleaner. These are one of Lidl's finer tools. Yeah, you can have a look at our block work. So this is obviously the old brickwork, and it gets pretty ropey when you start knocking around lime mortar, so we actually took down the rest of this corner down to a level and started again. And then we put a starter kit on this post here and then tied it into the timber, especially along the top there. That's where Dad got a little bit heavy-handed with the SBS, so we've taken out a little bit too much there. We'll have to sort that, but again, by the time we put the bead down and render, that'll be rectified. We are bang on. That rarely happens. Right, fixings wise, you can just use normal frame fixings where your frame sits in this section of the plug, this section sits in the wall. You just tap it through and then do them up. But I couldn't find an 8mm bit for my drill, so I'm just going ahead and using 100mm concrete screws, which is fine. Again, I'm just kind of countersinking the head of this in a little bit just so it seats nicely. But again, with all these fixings, as soon as you tighten it up, you can distort it, so you've got to pack it right on the outside of the frame to make sure it's nice and kind of restrained, you know, it's not going to just warp out when you tighten the bolts up. So we're solid now all the way around, and I've plumbed up, leveled up. The only slight thing is if you run a full length level across the whole sill, so maybe 3mm up in the middle, there's a tiny hump. I don't know if that's just a raised patch underneath, or maybe when I use those airbags, I don't know. But anyway, only I would spot it now, but I mean, it's straighter than the rest of the building, so that's one thing. Right, last and final checks before I foam it up, because that's kind of the point of no return. So that's the exterior, that's the inside. Fits, that's a good start. It's on the spaces at the bottom that they supply. That's just to keep it off the bottom for if any moisture, if any water did get into the frame, it could drain out. It doesn't sit at the bottom, I think. But anyway, that's all good. The nice thing is, because there's no openings, we don't have to worry as much about, like when we had the side door, you really have to pack it. Is it toe and heel, or I can't remember, on diagonals to make sure it doesn't rack as the door opens. But this is fairly straightforward. It feels like we're inside the room now. I always forget, do we go long or short first on the space, on the... they've been scribed around, so I have to put the long ones in first, which means I need to get that one back out. Got to be careful because I've gone for white wood grain on the frames. It's like I've got a film on the PVC frame, and it damages a lot easier when you're fitting than just the normal shiny stuff, but it does look much nicer when it's in, because it kind of it looks much more matte, you know, it doesn't have the shiny flat surface. Right. Oh, don't break the window, Tim. Right, I'm going to leave that there. That was meant to be one of those, I'll do it before work jobs, but it's now kind of spilled into mid-morning, so I need to go and do some real work now, and then we can come back and finish off this later. But it feels like a room now, at least. There's obviously all the sides to do, the reveals, the extra plasterboard, and also I'm going to foam it in from the outside just so it's all nice and kind of airtight and draft proof for now, and then we'll look at, when we decide what we're doing with the rendering, we'll look at how we do that and return it back into the frame.